The cobbles of Coronation Street are set for a week of emotional turmoil, unexpected revelations, and relationships hanging by a thread. As several storylines collide at once, the residents find themselves confronting deep wounds, buried secrets, and choices that can never be undone. At the center of the drama lies Kit's growing suspicion surrounding Becky's so-called death, Carla's heartbreaking attempt at reconciliation, tensions within the Webster family, and a haunting sense of unease echoing through multiple households. Each moment builds toward an explosive chain of consequences, some tender, some tragic, and others dangerously unresolved. It begins at the station, where Costello's wife pays a solemn visit, requesting her late husband's personal belongings. The scene plays heavy with grief, but it is what happens next that ripples far beyond her purpose for being there. She shows Kit a photo, an unremarkable picture at first glance, but one that contains a detail Kit cannot ignore. The image reveals the house she and Costello purchased in Coniston, a property named Ravenskill. Something about the name lingers in Kit's mind long after she leaves, an invisible thread he feels compelled to follow. Driven by instinct, Kit throws himself into research. Hours later, the pieces begin to fit together like jagged fragments of a long-buried truth. He discovers that the house was registered under a company newly formed just 1 week after Becky was believed to have died. The timing is too precise, too convenient. Suspicion turns to certainty. Becky's death may not have been the end of the story. With urgency, Kit leaves Carla a message, knowing this discovery could change everything she thought she knew. And it does. With her heart pounding between hope and disbelief, Carla makes her way to Lisa's door. When Lisa opens it, she finds Carla on her doorstep, fragile, determined, eyes burning with emotion she can no longer contain. Carla speaks first, her voice trembling as she admits she never should have walked away. She confesses that leaving was a mistake and that she never stopped loving Lisa, not for a second. Every word is a plea, a wish for something already broken. Lisa listens, silent at first, then honest in a way that shatters them both. She admits she still loves Carla, that the feelings never left, but love isn't always enough. Too much damage has been done, too much trust lost. She tells Carla it's over, final, irreversible. The moment hangs heavy between them like winter fog. Carla's face falls, hope draining from her eyes as the reality of her loss settles into her bones. She walks away devastated, her confession unanswered, love surviving but no longer welcome. While hearts break quietly behind closed doors, tension rises elsewhere along the street. Debbie, excited and perhaps too idealistic, reveals her plan to invite Carl and Abby to the wedding. Ronnie warns her she's walking into regret, because Kevin, hurt and stubborn, will never accept it. His prediction comes true faster than she expects. When Kevin hears of her intentions, his reaction is immediate and furious. He thrusts the invitation back into her hand, refusing to let old wounds be brushed aside for celebration. Instead of mending bridges, Debbie finds herself standing before a wall higher than ever. Meanwhile, Tyrone seeks comfort from Carl after weeks of uncertainty. The police have made no progress in identifying the person who ran him down, and the lack of answers gnaws at him like an open wound. Carl, calm and outwardly supportive, lends an ear. Yet beneath the ordinary conversation lies a quiet tension, one that could become something darker if truths begin to surface. Elsewhere, David returns home, expecting peace, and instead walks into chaos. The house is full of guests, decorations everywhere, laughter filling the air. Shona explains they're throwing a baby shower, excitement sparkling in her voice. But David cannot smile. Their unborn child remains high risk, their future uncertain. A celebration feels like tempting fate. Though he tries to hide it, his discomfort shows, and silence spreads across the room as guests exchange uneasy glances. Shona stands frozen, happiness dissolving into embarrassment. What was meant to be a joyful moment becomes one shadowed by fear. At the Metcalf household, Sally makes a heartfelt promise to the girls. She will arrange a visit with their mother for Christmas Day. Their eyes brighten with a hope they haven't felt in a long time. But Tim sees what Sally refuses to acknowledge. The prison may not allow visitors on Christmas, and building expectations could lead to a cruel disappointment. He fears the heartbreak waiting just beneath the surface and wonders if this promise, though born of love, could do more harm than good. The episode closes with a moment that goes almost unnoticed, yet may prove the most dangerous of all. Gary tells George and Christina that he heard a crash from inside Todd and Theo's flat as he passed by. Was it an accident? A fight? Something far more threatening? No one knows yet, but tension rises like storm clouds over Weatherfield. As secrets sharpen, hearts break, and unresolved truths move closer to the light, Coronation Street stands on the brink of yet another dramatic turning point. Love is tested, alliances shift, and the past refuses to stay buried. The question that remains is simple, but heavy enough to change everything. What happens when the truth finally comes knocking?